SubhanAllah. It's amazing. How could, like one guy says, I don't believe, he says this, he says, and I love the answer, he says, it's amazing, Islam teaches you how to answer. He says, I don't believe the most merciful will throw me into the hellfire. I don't believe this. Because shaitan has already put in some people's mind, so that's why they don't pray, they don't fast, they don't do nothing. Because shaitan already told them in their mind, Allah is Arhamur Rahimin. So he says, I don't believe that the most merciful will put me onto the hellfire. The guy answered him, he says, why you say this? Why don't you say like this? How could I prefer the hellfire over the most merciful? Don't say the most merciful cannot put me in the hellfire, but say how I prefer, how I choose the hellfire over the most merciful. Don't ask Allah this question, ask yourself. Allah already set the rules for you. You the one and me that chooses the hellfire. وَنَفْسٍ وَمَا سَوَّاهَا فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says He formed the nafs of the human being and He designed it to do good or bad. He designed it that way. He designed it to be the most evil person you can be. You can be the most crude, you must be the most al-akhlaq. And also Allah has designed the nafs and the people to be the best. Like an angel with akhlaq and moral character. He designed it. And then He says, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ زَكَّاهَا. Successful indeed, the one who purified it and choose this path. And وَقَدْ خَابَ مَنْ دَسَّاهَا. The word dassaha means he stepped on his nafs and he threw it away and he did not purify it. Khaba means khasira. He's in lost. So Allah already gave us this ability. So anyway, number one is to know the Quran. Number two is to read the Quran. Every day you should read a certain amount of the Quran. Otherwise, I called it, the Quran is the nourishment of the heart. Is the nourishment of your iman. The Quran is like the water that you water a tree. If you don't put the water on the tree, because the food of the body, it comes, the ulama, they say the food of the body comes from the ground. Fruit and potato and all the fish and the meat. But the food of the soul comes from the sky, from Allah. Don't expect the food to be from the ground. The food of the soul, it only comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is the Quran, the Sunnah, the Ahadith, the wisdom, the hikmah. So now, we read the Quran, we listen to the Quran, we act upon the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَاتَّبِعُوا مَا أُنزِلَ إِلَيْكَ. Follow what was revealed unto you. What's the benefit of knowing that alcohol is haram and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says forbidden and you go drink? Gambling is haram, so you stopped it. Cheating is haram. Al-kadhib in the Quran, racism is haram. So the Quran will give you this stuff. The other haqq of the Quran, which we say is tadabbur, contemplation. Sometimes what is Al-Fatiha? What is Alhamdulillah? What is Qul huwallahu ahad? Allahu samad. I can guarantee now, and I don't want to test nobody because it takes me years. And to be honest with you, what is as-samad? We read it constantly. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, hey, أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنِ. Constantly, there's so many ayat. Don't you contemplate? Don't you understand the word? Books, but he does not know what is inside the books. There is an ayah like this. Wallahi. كَمَثَلِ الَّذِي يَحْمِلُ أَسْفَارًا كَالْحِمَارِ يَحْمِلُ أَسْفَارًا. No, you should understand as much as you can. It may take me 10 years. It's okay. It may take me 20 years. It's okay, but I'm in the process. You may never understand nothing, and you meet Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says you're okay. Because your brain was small, your understanding was simple, and you didn't understand, but you made the effort. You know the word as-samad means قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ. Ahad means is not wahid. Ahad is the one and only. Because Allah is not saying قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ وَاحِدٌ. There's a difference between wahid and ahad. It means the one and the unique and no one like unto him. لَيْسَ كَمِثْلِهِ شَيْءٍ. So that's why He says al-ahad. There is nothing can be close, not even. And then He says Allahu samad. As-samad means two meanings in the Quran. The one that has nothing inside, doesn't have intestine, he doesn't have to eat, he doesn't eat, he doesn't drink, he doesn't need nothing. And everything needs him. This is samad. Remember just this, because I like the second meaning. No one, He does need no one. Allah does not need the angels. Allah does not need the throne. Allah does not need the universe. Allah gift from subhanAllah. Look at the word samad. If you read it, but khushu', you cry. Just the word as-samad. He needs no one, and everyone needs him. The fish on the ocean, they need him. The sun, the moon, the universe, the angels, they need him. You and me, we need him. The children, the babies, the father, the mother. Can you believe everyone needs Allah? You need Allah today. If you're rich, you need Allah. If you're poor, you need Allah. If you're strong, you need Allah. If you're weak, you need Allah. If you're sick, you need Allah. And Allah does not need no one. That's the word samad. Look how much. There is many millions because the time I'm going to stop now. So the haqq is tadabbur. Allah says, أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ أَفَلَا do they not contemplate? Tadabbur al-Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says many ayah. Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said, تَبَارَكَ الَّذِي نَزَّلَ الْقُرْآنَ لِيَكُونَ لِلْعَالَمِينَ نَذِيرًا. There's another ayah, كِتَابٌ أَنزَلْنَاهُ إِلَيْكَ مُبَارَكٌ لِيَتَدَبَّرُوا آيَاتِهِ. Allah says, we have sent a blessed Quran in order for them to remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The other thing to do with the Quran is to believe on the ayat. Haqq on you to believe on Him. If you deny one word, like there is I don't want to say his name, one of the rulers, and I have his book, and I don't want to say him because politics. He says, قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ should not be قُلْ, we should say Allahu Ahad, Allahu Samad. This qul should not be. The ulama, the consensus of the ulama, they say this person, he apostate, he become a disbeliever. Because he removed the word qul. You cannot remove this. You cannot change this. You have to believe in the Quran the way it is. This is the steal. The other haqq of the Quran is to call, this is my favorite again, to call people to the Quran. How many of you give the Quran to somebody? Always I have in my truck some Qur'ans that I give to people. Here you go, you want this in English. I never forget, 20, 30 years in America, if I work with somebody, I have to give him the Qur'an. That I've never, somehow. Why? Listen to this ayah. I just actually learned this recently. وَالْعَصْرِ إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لَفِي خُسْرٍ إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ. The ulama, they say, وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ تَوَاصَوْا بِالْقُرْآنِ. I never noted this. They convey the truth. They advise one another with the truth. The ulama, they say the truth here, Allah means the Quran, His book, His word. You either tell somebody, did you read your Quran? Did you read the Quran? Did you read the Quran? So this is the rights of the Quran upon us. Do you want one more thing? One more thing. And we're done with this we will speak something else. We good? Done? Finished? Don't let you with this, because if I die tomorrow, I want to say this. What is inside the Quran? Do you know? And we close with this. I'm not going to go to the details, just say what is inside. Number 1, al-aqa'id. Number 2, al-ibadat. Number 3, al-mu'amalat. Number 4. Number 1, in the Quran is aqidah. Al-iman billah wal-yawm al-akhir, to believe in Allah, malaika. So this is the Quran. 5 things in the Quran. Number 1, al-iman bil-aqidah, which is to believe in Allah, to believe in the angel, to believe in the book, and so on and so on. Number 2 is al-ibadat. Make salah, wa aqim salat, wa ati zakat, wa this is ibadat. This is 1/5 of the Quran is about aqa'id, iman. 1/5 of the Quran is about al-ibadah, how to pray, what to do, what salah, siyam, zakat, aqimu salat, kutiba alaykum as-siyam, siyam was prescribed on you. So that number 2. Number 3, al-mu'amalat, how to deal with one another. How to stay away from this, how to make bay', to buy, sell, it's in the Quran. When you borrow somebody, what you do? Allah says, write it down. When you do this, so this is mu'amalat. And then the other one is al-qasas, the stories. نَحْنُ نَقُصُّ عَلَيْكَ أَحْسَنَ al-qasas. This is qasas, the truth. نَحْنُ نَقُصُّ the best stories. Not CNN, not this and such, not such person. This is Allah is telling you the stories and you don't listen, you have a problem with Allah. Trust me, the story of NOOR, the story of the Ibrahim alayhi salam, the story of Musa alayhi salam. So to increase your iman, there's a nourishment that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you. So open the Quran and read those things. And the last one is, can you guess which one? And one more left, which is the best one as Muslims, al-akhlaq, moral character. When Aisha, look at the last hadith came like the topping on the cake. Aisha, when they asked her when the Prophet died, كيف كان رسول الله? How is Rasulullah? Who's this man? Who's Rasulullah? What is his character? What is his moral? She said one word. كان خلقه القرآن. He used to be, his moral character was Al-Quran. If you want to look at if you look at the Quran, that's the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is how we're supposed to be. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وإسرافنا في أمرنا. اللهم آت نفوسنا تقواها وزكيها أنت خير من زكاها. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون. سلام على المرسلين. الحمد لله رب العالمين. Allah, please forgive me because when you do a topic, you don't want to do it again. جزاكم الله خير. السلام عليكم. Please like and share. Subscribe.